Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to another Live with the Dukies, Family Talk Live with the Dukies. And we have a special surprise today for the mamas. So, this live is for you. So, grab a cup of tea or whatever your best beverage is and just sit down because we're going to give you a treat. um, Before I introduce this guest, let's talk really quickly. Just introduce myself. I'm Sanya,
Courtney Dookie.
and we are psychotherapists. But our desire also is to add value to you and to bring hope to your family, bring hope to your marital life, bring hope to your parenting journey, and let you know that God has the power to restore whatever struggles that you're going through. He has the power to restore, and I'm really happy that He has provided resources in the community to help with this journey. We know that the Lord has appointed some preachers, teachers, healers, counselors. What else did He appoint? Did I name everything? But He has appointed people to touch your life the way you need to be touched at whatever point in time you need to be touched in your life. So, with us today, we have, for those who are joining us on Instagram, I just want to say welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. And also for those who are joining us on our Facebook page and in our Facebook group, Empowering Christian Families, welcome. We always value your support and just being here. And also for those who are joining us live in YouTube. Yes, so we're on many platforms today, but we always want to hear from you. We always want to hear your feedback. And so let's go ahead and meet our guest today, Kim.
Hi.
So we want to welcome you. We want to welcome you so much for agreeing to join our community and to share, because you have a wonderful message to share.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
Yeah, we're looking forward to hearing what God has given you and blessed you with to share with the community and share with the world at large, because based on what I'm hearing, you have some powerful and exciting and encouraging things to share with our mothers today. And I'm hoping that all mothers take a moment. This is your time.
Yes.
It's maybe
mothers or moms to be.
Our moms to be, yes. Mothers, just take some time, get dad, if dad is there, to attend to the kids at this point in time. If grandma is there, get someone to attend to the children, while all moms and moms to be tune in, get some time just to listen, because what is coming is powerful. You don't want to miss it.
Don't want to miss it. So as you can see, I kind of wrote up a little blurb there, Kim. I'm not sure if you saw it. There's a thing going on YouTube. I like Tyler Perry. He's very creative, very funny. And I think he had a little blurb like, you see me? You know, there's a thing going on like, you see me? And the other person's like, yeah, I see you. Yeah, I see you. You see me? And I thought that's very fitting for us moms. Because like one exhausted mom to another mom saying like, do you see me? And they'll be like, yeah, I see you. You see me?
Yes, I see you.
So today's topic is it is entitled "Moving from Stressed Out Mom to Peaceful, Joyful Mom." Kim, before we get into this, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes. Before I do that, I want to check just with the Instagram crowd. I turned my camera so that I could see better, but I forgot Instagram doesn't flip. So am I in the proper?
If I turn to the side, I'll see you. Straight.
Oh shoot! Okay, let me do this here. Is that better?
Perfect.
Okay, excellent. So I'm fluctuating between my camera and of my computer, of my phone. So it's going to look a little bit weird, but I really am trying to make eye contact.
Yes.
So I am Kim Maclin. I am a certified professional life coach and the founder of Joyful Abundance Life Coaching. And I help stressed out moms transform their relationships and take charge of their days so they can find joy, purpose, and passion in motherhood. So I am a wife, a military wife of 21 years. I'm going to turn this down because I'm echoing. Sorry about that. Okay. So I am a wife of 21 years. And I have 3 kiddos of my own. They are 17, 14, and 7. We have moved around a lot and had many challenges that are associated with the military lifestyle, to include quite a bit of solo parenting. So I can kind of, even though single parenting is much, much different, I can absolutely relate to those mamas who feel like they're doing it by themselves, as far as having a partner who's not there all the time. I was a former teacher and have my master's degree in education with specializations in health and psychology. So all of that lifelong learning is kind of wrapped up in what I do. And I'm a homeschooling mama. So, and that's been our focus for the last, like 12 years. My oldest is a senior, and we've been homeschooling since midway through kinder.
Wow. Amazing. I always love to connect with homeschooling mamas, because for those who know, I'm also homeschooling currently based on the Lord's will at this time, and I love it. I enjoy it.
Yeah, it was definitely a God thing. It's not something I ever intended to do. So the Lord's leading, but I wouldn't change it. It has been challenging at times, but it has been the greatest blessing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're sharing with us your journey. So right then and there, I'm just saying, okay, you walk the walk, so you can definitely talk the talk, because you know exactly when it comes to being stressed and overwhelmed and exhausted, you probably know exactly what other moms have been going through. What is it that brought you to the point where you say, you know what, I kind of want to connect with other moms and just to share and birthed Joyful Abundance life coaching service?
Yeah. So I was very lucky to have a community of moms before I became a mom. And so when you did the intro and you're like, if you're a future mom, you can't start too early. And so much of that is the mindset and being able to prepare yourself for the road. And I had some mamas in my military community before I got pregnant with my oldest, and they just had fun. They enjoyed being moms. But then throughout my journey, I heard a lot about, just wait till they're toddlers, just wait till they're preschoolers, the terrible twos, the three-nagers. And, every season would be like, if I said, oh, I'm enjoying this, or this is such a great stage. And that doesn't wash over the challenging moments, but there is joy anywhere, in any season, even when you're in the trenches, you can still find joy. And so I felt like people were just trying to stomp that joy, and it wasn't intentional. It was just the conditioning that we have as moms of like, oh, just wait till they're teenagers. And that's not what I wanted for my kids and what I wanted for myself or other mamas. And so fast forward through the years, I have, communities, but I've also had times where I felt isolated and I didn't feel like I had a lot of support.
Yeah.
And, I think my phone may have timed out. There we go. So if I lost some people, I apologize. I'll have to keep an eye on that. And so when I had those moments of disconnection with my husband or with friends or with myself, I noticed that things got more difficult, when I wasn't in quality self-care, when I wasn't nurturing my relationships, when I felt like I didn't have the time because I was too busy, that's where things just kind of fell. And my low point happened in summer of last year, and my adrenals were shot. I was really weighed down, like much of the world, with with COVID, with all of the racial tensions in our country. I'm located in the United States, and that was really, really heavy, because I believe that all people have so much value and worth, and it doesn't matter what your background is and what your race is, or it doesn't matter. And so that was, I didn't know what to do with all of that weight, and I kept, to be honest, I just kept numbing. I would scroll on Facebook. I would avoid. My kids were having too much screen time. I was becoming disconnected in those relationships too, in addition to my health. And it was then when I was like, something has got to give. I need to do the things that I know I need to do. I have all the head information. I know all the things to do, but I'm not doing them. And so at that point, I hired my own health coach for accountability, connectedness, and just got myself in a place where I was supposed to be. And also at that time, kind of figured out what the next stage of my life was. And I'd been wanting to do life coaching for a dozen years. And I finally just said, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I felt that leading from the Lord, like, now is your time, step into it. These mamas need you, they need your message. And so here I am.
Yes.
I'm very curious, the wealth of experience you're sharing with us. I'm curious about how has this experience shaped you as a mother yourself, or shaped the way how you do mothering?
So as far as like where my low point is, or how life coaching, can you reframe your question?
Yeah, so there's a philosophy of motherhood, like how do you mother in the experience you have had, both academic experience and the lived experience. How has that influenced the way how you look at motherhood?
Oh, well, so again, with my education background and my psychology background, I learned a lot about how to relate to kids, how kids learn best, how kids go through development. So I mentioned earlier, like the three-nager stage. Well, I had the privilege and the challenge of having a 13-year-old and a 3-year-old at the same time. And they call them three-nagers because they are developmentally going through the exact same stage at the same time. And so they're trying to figure out who they are away from us as their parents. And so just knowing those things developmentally and the education piece of it, I know how kids learn best, and just being able to put all of that information into my parenting and to see how it comes back, and how our kids, even when you don't think that they're listening, they are listening. And you think that they don't want to be with you, when you provide the space and the availability, they just know that you're their safe space. And when they're trying to push you away, just be firm and be strong.
Yeah, just like Christ is to us, he's steady.
Yes.
He doesn't force us, but he lets us know that he's knocking on our hearts. He's always there for us. And even those at times we may wander off, he's that steady person.
Always steady.
He's that rock that we can always come to, that fortress that we can always come to for safety. And as I hear you talking there, really, we model Christ. We should model Christ.
Absolutely.
And so that is really the model that we should have, just as you're saying. It's interesting, you bring out the point there. There's so much things that can cause moms to be exhausted and stressed. And you have highlighted some of those already. First of all, mentally, or the mindset that society puts us in, like, you got to watch out for that stage. So we enter into each stage dreading, right? So right then and there, we don't even have a positive view towards mothering, when you're pregnant, oh, just wait till the baby's out. Wait till the baby starts crawling. Wait till the baby turns two, all that stuff. Wait till the baby turns teenager. And yeah, I think the other thing you mentioned too is just for yourself, is just balancing everything, working along with the different changes that happens with the different phases of life, within the family setting or it be the developmental setting. So of course, those are definitely recipes and there's more.
So much more.
So much more. For a mom to be very overwhelmed, and you also talked about just how drained you were, and personally, that has happened to me. Right, that overwhelm, that stress, and of course, thankfully, I have my husband here to cry to. And say, I'm so stressed. But there comes a time, right?
Yeah.
We have to do what we know works.
And I think too, a lot of the mistakes that we make as moms is, we put our kids first, and it starts as when they're babies, right? They're trying to survive, and they need us to survive. But what ends up happening is that our spouses who ended up having who had a number one priority in our life now have been replaced by the baby. And there's seasons of that, but it cannot be the standard of the norm, where this little one who's now, elementary school or however old now, where they still have that top priority. And I hear a lot of times from moms that I don't have the support. My husband works all day. I stay home with the kids. And when they come home, they're like, I worked, I'm all done. I'm checked out. I'm going to play video games. I'm going to watch TV. I'm going to scroll, whatever. And you have the kids, you do bedtime. And a lot of times moms just take on that role, either not wanting to release control or not feeling like they can ask for help, or they feel that burden.
Yeah.
And the other part of that is that when we aren't tending or nurturing our relationship with our spouse, they're not as receptive to helping us out, because there's a lot of resentment there. The same way we resent our spouses for coming home and checking out, they resent us for putting the children in front of their needs. And, it's a push pull and a give take. And sometimes we get into our own selfishness or our own pride, and we get stuck there instead of opening up and allowing ourselves to receive that love, receive that help.
Yeah. I'm hearing from you, which I think is very important. It's important to ask for help.
Oh, so important to ask for help.
Okay.
It's okay to ask.
It is okay.
And I think some moms need to hear that.
Yeah.
That it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah. Because, we can, sometimes we interpret that as being weak.
Right. And it's a pride thing. I can do this. I'm not a good mom if I ask for help. I'm not a good mom if I can't do the dishes, the meal planning, get the kids to school, do the homework, get the kids to bed, bathe them, like all the things. And then when it comes time to taking care of ourselves, which really should be a very high priority, because we truly can't care for other people when we are worn ragged. And instead of that, then now we feel guilty because we're not tending to our kids, or we're not tending to our spouse, and we're tending to ourselves. But even Jesus, like he went out by himself and he talked to the Lord. And that's the kind of self-care that we're needing. We're not needing pedicures or massages. Like, those are nice. Give me a spa day. I will never turn down a spa day. But daily, I need to meet with the Lord. And if I don't, I find that my day is different. And it does not have to be long at all. It can be 5 or 10 minutes on those rushed days. But just getting away by myself for 5 or 10 minutes with the Lord sets the whole day differently.
Wow. I I think Instagram lost what you were saying there. I think you left the building.
Oh, I did. Oh, and it was so good. Next
That was
time
a
I'll
PowerPoint.
have
I think you
to.
really need to repeat that.
Okay. You know what I'm doing here? I've got to log back into my phone because apparently, oh geez, it doesn't want to identify me.
Oh God.
Let's see. Hold on.
So you really brought up a good point there, that we shouldn't feel guilty for wanting to take care of ourselves.
Correct. Yeah, definitely. And for the Instagram who lost me, I have a timer on my phone and I wasn't paying attention.
So let's see if you can request to join again.
Oh, request to join again. Let's see. Am I in there now?
Not yet.
I was hearing myself. Can you try again?
Okay, let's see if we can try again.
Oh, here we go. Go live. Here I am. Okay.
Welcome back.
So sorry. Yeah. So what I was saying is that, it's imperative for us, that asking for help and taking care of ourselves. And a lot of times as moms, we feel super guilty when we're not tending to our kids and not tending to our spouses, and to put ourselves first. But even Jesus put himself first, and he went out to commune with God by himself and tended to filling himself up so then he could better minister to other people.
I love that.
And I think that's really fit into a change mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mothers, the approach to mothering needs that change mindset. That children, yes, they come first when mothers and fathers, you can say, are first. Especially mothers who are attending to them. If mothers are first, it's automatic that children will be first.
Yeah.
But oftentimes it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Where the mothers put the children first and everything else follows. Yes. And then mothers are burnt out and they're not caring, they're not self-caring, they're not attending to themselves. So I think that's really what you're talking about, Kim, is almost a mindset shift in the way how
100%
approach the work.
Comes first.
What comes first?
Yes. And in fact, the program, I have a signature program for mamas who are looking for more peace and joy in motherhood. And that first week is strictly on mindset, just starting to change the programming and those limiting beliefs that we have. And, then that's the whole second week is self-care and boundaries, because so many of us who have grown up in an era where like children are seen and not heard, and we didn't have a voice. Like I had wonderful parents. I have wonderful parents. But I grew up in a time where children were seen and not heard. I didn't have a voice, and therefore I didn't learn to trust my voice. And that's been part of that process. And also, along with that, the boundaries. And so when we don't have solid boundaries in place and communicate those to other people, what the effect that ends up having is that we are so spread thin, and everyone else gets our obligatory yes. And the people that are closest to us end up getting the whatever is left. And let's be honest, like we don't have much left at the end of the day. And so they're getting our frayed nerves, our short tempers, our impatience, and feeling like a burden instead of the blessings that they are.
Wow. So tell us moms, what can we start doing to change that right now?
I say that the number one thing that you can do is to start caring for yourself.
Yeah.
And there are so many small things that you can do, but just taking those 5 or 10 minutes if you can give more, give so much more. But just taking those small moments to yourself, and those can come in small chunks. Like I remember being in those littles trenches where you feel like you can't even get a shower. It is okay to allow your baby to cry in the arms of their father while you take a shower, the same way that our Father holds us and comforts us when we cry and we're upset. Our babies need to know that they can be safe and loved in their Father's arms, and you can take a shower and talk to God during that time.
Oh my gosh. I'd say that again, but we're running out of time. But you're right, because sometimes too, we lose dad that way, right? Because remember, dad's new too to the whole parenting thing, and he wants to learn how to do this thing. And if we keep jumping in all the time when he's supposed to take that time, then we undermine what dad can do as well. And eventually, we've found that if you're gonna do it anyway, I'm not going to step in because you're going to do it. You're going to take control of the whole situation anyway. So, it's just sometimes what we communicate to that. And it goes back to the biggest thing that we mentioned earlier is ask. Yeah. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Asking does not mean that you're weak or you don't have control of the situation. In fact, it's one of the most powerful tools that we have, because we're relational beings. We're created to lean on each other, to support each other. So
think of it from a spiritual standpoint. The Bible says, ask and it shall be given. And in the Bible, that's an imperative. Yeah. It's crucial that you ask.
Yes, and we just need to receive it. It's already been done for us. It's already been given. We just have to receive it. And so many times we're here with like closed fists, right? We're so frustrated and we're angry and we're worn out and we're exhausted and we just want to throw in the towel. Yeah. But if we just like take a minute and open up our super frustrated closed hands and receive the help and the love and the support, like it's there for us.
Wow. Amen. Amen.
It took me a long time to ask for help. I was the first person to offer help. I would help anyone. And I never asked for help. And it took God breaking me in different times of our lives with my father-in-law had terminal brain cancer. I had an ectopic rupture where we lost the baby. I almost lost my life. And so to be able to be so broken where I had to ask for help because God was not, I was not asking for help, and God had to break me in those moments to be able to receive that.
Wow. Yeah, that's powerful. Because it's all of these experiences that we really learn the power of God in our lives as fathers, our mothers, and as we parent the little ones that God has blessed us with, and to nurture them in a way that they can grow up to be what God designed them.
Yes. And to stop wishing away every season. We have a tendency to be like, oh, I can't wait till they sleep through the night. I can't wait till they're out of diapers. I can't wait till they're in school. I can't wait till they're driving. And then all of a sudden they're off in college, and we find that we spent the entire whole of their childhood wishing it away. Yes. And then there's that remorse and that regret of we weren't present.
I think that's a key word. We weren't present.
Yes.
It's how do we become present in each season?
Yeah.
I think that's a powerful lesson for all of us to learn. It's how to be present in each season. Sometimes we create, because we don't know what that season is going to be like. We have no idea what the teenage years are going to look like. We have no idea what the terrible twos, whatever that's going to look like. We can't predict that.
It's not a terrible two.
And I love two. Two was fantastic.
Yeah,
and it's perspective.
What were you talking about?
It is this thing where we can't predict that. But what we do have is right now. And how can we come in this moment and bloom with our children, our child, just bloom with them in the midst of challenges. And it doesn't mean it's easier. We can still bloom in pain. We can bloom in suffering. We can bloom in the joy and the peace and the happiness that comes with that too. It's how do we embrace, and that's what I'm hearing from you, Kim, is how do we embrace those present moments.
It's so exactly true. That's exactly true. I'm in the trenches of the teen years now with two of mine, and there are so many amazing and fabulous things about them, but there's also some difficult things. And each time that we like dig in and we allow God to work through our families, when we come out of that challenge, to see our kids mature and grow and have that knowledge, and just to they own their faith more, they start to own their choices. And as a parent, when we ask good questions, we allow them to grow and to think and to trust themselves more.
Absolutely. It's it works wonders. Listen more,
Yes.
inquire more, go into their world more, and we realize that we're able to plant the right seeds.
And just being present, like knowing when they walk in a room, put your phone down, make eye contact, let them know that they are important. So even like with these teenagers, even when you don't think they want to be with you, just put your phone down and look them in their eyes and tell them that they're important to you. And they'll be like, whatever, dude, stop, bro. But they really do love it. And as a youth, I'm a youth leader for our church, and I hear that from the majority of the teens that I counsel or am around. They say, I wish my parents were involved. I wish my mom cared about my life. Or, when my mom doesn't want to talk to me at the end of the day because that's her time. Well, that's when teens want to talk, is at the end of the day. So just be present. And I know you're worn out and exhausted, but it will pay dividends because your challenges will be different. They will be lighter because you are connected to them and you have a relationship with them. And so then they start to use you as a sounding board, and they start to listen to what you say. And even when they're pretending that they don't, you still have the greatest influence over them. So keep that influence.
And I think we can talk about this all day, but
oh my gosh, all day.
But for those who are listening to us and would like to hear more of this, Kim has a private Facebook group called
Joy, Purpose, and Passion in Motherhood. It's just www.facebook.com/group/joy, purpose, passion. And you can find me over there.
So join her Facebook group. She goes live sometimes. I think she just finished a challenge. That was a decluttering challenge. So there's resources over there. And she also just released a free resource.
Yes.
So, So if you can give us a copy of that.
If you
a link.
It's www.bit.ly/joyful momma guide. So momma is MAMA.
Okay.
So bit.ly/joyful momma guide.
So I think what we'll do is you send me the link and we put it under this video.
Yeah. That sounds great. And you can also find me at just www.kimmaclin.com, and you'll pop up with a little link down there that says get my free resource. And it's just mistakes that mamas are making that leave them worn out, stressed out, exhausted, and what you can do. So this guide is not just another like freebie in your inbox that is not useful and full of tips, but it's an actual actionable guide. Wow. So I encourage you to go to kimmaclin.com, scroll down, get the little freebie, and it'll be in your inbox.
Yes. So guys, free resources are out there. Help is out there. Don't be afraid to ask. It doesn't mean you're weak. God wants you to ask. Jesus did it. So that means we definitely need to do it too. Yeah. So I just want to say thank you, Kim, for taking the time to join us this evening and just to share with our audience, our moms out there. And I really hope that somebody was encouraged. I feel that this conversation was very inspiring. And so I hope that one day we'll be able to connect again in this platform.
Oh, I hope so. Thank
Something
you
else.
so much for reaching out and for inviting me on your show. I so greatly appreciate it, and just having the use of this platform to help moms.
Yes. Yes.
It's
So
incredible.
So thank you again. And for our audience who joined us today, thank you. Thank you for being here. If you're watching the replay, just type in #replay and let us know what stood out to you, what you're going to start doing today from what we talked about. So until next time, we want to thank you for joining us. Until next Monday, we will see you on another Family Talk Live with the Dukies.
All right.
Thank you.